Hey everybody, this is Brandy Walker, Senior Review Ambassador, and today we want to talk about follow-up. Today is Follow-Up Friday, and I usually like to follow up with everybody that I've reached out to that week on Fridays. So let's just talk about a couple of things. First of all, you never ever want to stop following up. I've got people that joined me, y'all. This week I had two customers. Well, they weren't customers, they were prospects that I've been working with for over a year. And they both actually decided to order products on the same day. So they joined me as a customer. And, I've been talking to them off and on, like I said, for over a year. So that means that they've been still watching my post. I've continued to follow up with them. They never actually told me no. Sometimes they ignored me, sometimes they didn't, but they never actually told me no, so I continue to follow up. Now, on my list, I do have a few names that have no written beside them, and if they've got a no, I'm going to absolutely respect that and, not continue to follow up. We don't want to bug people to death if they've told us no. But that I have learned that doesn't always mean no forever. Sometimes I have people message me even after they've told me no because they continue to see my post, or it just it turns out to be the right time for them. So I just want to read you a few statistics about follow-up. Did you know that 48% of people never follow up prospects? Y'all, 48%. That means half of you that are watching this never follow up with people. And 9 times out of 10, they've reached out to you about Plexus, and you've gone to all the trouble to send them, information. You've talked to them about what products they need, what medications they're taking, and you never followed up with them. Oh my goodness. And then 25% make a second contact. So that means only a quarter of you watching this have actually reached out to that person the second time. 12% make a third contact, and less than 10% make more than 3 contacts. And y'all, those will be the ones that are successful. 10% of the doers, or 10% are the doers, and that separates the doers from the people that just say they want this, y'all. The doers from the dreamers. And I know we all come into Plexus and we all dream about being a diamond, and we all want it, y'all, but doing follow-up is what's going to separate the people that just say they want it and dream about it. Then that's going to separate them from the people that are actually doing what we're talking about today. Also, let's break this down a little bit more. Okay, 2% of sales are made after the first contact. Okay, so most people, that means if you've contacted 100 people, probably only 2 of those people are going to actually purchase after the first contact. And that's something that we need to expect. We don't need to go into this thinking that somebody's going to purchase the first time we talk to them, because 9 times out of 10 it does, or actually 8 times out of 10 it doesn't happen. Okay, 3% of sales are made after the third contact, 5% are made after the third contact, and 10% are made after the fourth contact. Okay, 80% are made on the 5th to 12th contact. That means that you've contacted them at least 8 to 12 times. Y'all, I've got people on my list, I promise you, that I've contacted 5, 6, 7 times, and they finally either ordered or joined my team. I was probably one of those people when Julia, I actually reached out to Julia the first time, but she's the one that continued to follow up with me. It was just a really busy time in my life. I was really sick, and I was one of those that researched the products over and over and over and over. And so you'll have people like that, but she was patient. She didn't pressure me, but she just continued to follow up. And then I just finally decided to join. And I initially just joined just for the products. She added me to her team pages. That's another whole video, but she added me to her team pages, and I decided that, I could do this too. It excited me to see all these lives being changed. And so I, jumped on board. Okay, what do you send them? When you first talk to somebody, you're going to send them information. I always send them information about the products, depending on what we talk about. If they're interested in the business, then I'll obviously send them information about the business. On the second contact, it's usually about 3 to 5 days after I contacted them the first time, and then I'll just, just simply say, hey, I'm just following up to see if you had a chance to read over the information I sent you. What questions do you have for me? And a lot of times they'll maybe ask a couple questions and then they might be ready to order. But again, that's only the second contact, and they may not, nothing may happen then. Maybe they're still thinking about it, or maybe they're just busy. And then, get on the phone with them. Sometimes I'll contact them. I'll make a third contact maybe a week later and just say, hey, I've just been, reaching out to everybody that I've ever contacted about Plexus, and I just want to see what questions you have for me. There's a couple of different strategies you can use. You can send a testimony, because you've probably been talking to them and what, if they want to lose weight, you can find a weight loss testimony about somebody that, be specific. Find somebody that that they've lost about the same amount of weight that this person wants to lose, or you can send maybe even about their age. You can also send a diamond documentary for somebody that's about the business, and be specific about this too. Find something that's specific to their situation, and tell them, I watched this video and it really made me think of you. Another strategy is to send a diamond doc of somebody you know. Y'all, in our upline, everybody above me are nothing but diamonds. And so a lot of these people: Angie Zumwalt, Julia Carty, oh my goodness, Andrea Mitchell, Ellen Ford. The list goes on and on and on of people that we personally know that are actually diamonds. So if you have a question about which diamond documentary to send, I have a whole list that are broken down by, for stay-at-home moms or working moms, or, people that were broke and needed the business. I just have a whole list of those. So if you need that, just let me know. Your goal is to have them, join you on this journey for 60 days. If you contacted them, maybe 4 or 5 times, and that the one thing that may get them to jump off the fence and join you is to maybe send them a sample pack. You can contact them and just say, hey, I just wanted to follow up with you one more time and just see if you'd be interested, or I'd love to send you a sample pack. What is your address? And I always like to end the message with a question. If I just say, well, just let me know, if you're interested, they're not going to reply most of the time. But if you ask a question, that leaves it open-ended, and so normally they'll, respond with something. And usually it's their address, because people love freebies. So you can give them a sample, or you can give them I like to do just one stick of Slim. I'll be honest. It lets them taste the product, because I feel like 3 or 4 days is not really enough to actually see results. Maybe it is for some people, but for the most part, I just want them to taste the product and just see how they feel after 1 day. But you can do whatever. But people love freebies, so that's always a good thing to send out, brochures and a free sample. And it also gives you another reason to follow up after they've tasted the product. You can follow up 3 to 5 days later and just ask what they thought. Be really intentional about that. Okay, another thing that you can follow up with is a special. If you're running a special yourself, now remember, we can only run specials privately, but that's a great thing to use in a message to somebody. Also, if the company runs an incentive, people get super excited when it actually comes from corporate. So if you have followed up with somebody, say yesterday, with your own incentive, and then corporate comes out with a special the very next day, go ahead and follow up, because people get excited when it comes from corporate. So do that and be really intentional about it. Again, follow-up is going to separate those in this company who are going to be successful and those who are just going to sit back and wish that they had it or compare themselves to others, y'all. It takes action every single day. This is not hard what we do. It doesn't take all day long, especially if you're organized about it. But it does take a little bit of time every day, and it takes commitment, because something I heard in the very beginning, and this really helped me to realize and to not be disappointed when somebody didn't reply right away, is that this week, if I'm consistently cold messaging, today I may be answering a question from somebody that I spoke to on Monday, and tomorrow I may be answering a question from somebody that I talked to on Wednesday. And Saturday, I may be talking to somebody that I talked to today. So you see what I mean? Or even somebody that you talked to last month. So if you're consistently reaching out, that's going to give you a pool of people that are going to consistently be interested in the products and the business. So I just encourage you to continue following up. Don't ever stop, y'all. I've got people from the very first week that I started posting about Plexus that asked me questions. They're still on my list, and yes, I'm going to continue to follow up with them until they absolutely tell me no. Another thing is, customers are really the most fickle part of this business. Some of them are going to jump right in. They're going to be super excited after you put all that work into, giving them the information. Maybe you send them a sample, you followed up with them, and they try the products, and then they just fall off. Sorry, my neighbor's car alarm keeps going off. But sometimes they're going to jump in, and sometimes they won't. We'll never know. Sometimes it's the money. Sometimes it's they couldn't take the products there. Most of the time, they really didn't give it enough time to know if it's going to work for them. That's a lot of the problem. But I just want to encourage you that just know that some customers are going to come and they're going to jump in after a month or so. They're going to join you on your journey as an ambassador, and they're going to be with you for the long haul. But some aren't, y'all, and we just need to know that from the very beginning, just so you won't be disappointed. Just know that this is what happens in business. I mean, it's not personal, and if you just learn to not taking it personally from the get-go, you won't be disappointed, and you just got to make up your mind that you're going to do this no matter what. The people that have that mindset are the ones that are killing this business, y'all. They just don't let it, you don't get on the Plexus roller coaster and just up and down. It is a roller coaster, but you just got to, stay even keel and just continue to follow up. Y'all, fortune's in the follow-up, and I just encourage you to follow up with all those people that you cold messaged this week, and go Plexus. Have a great day.